I led the Ultimate Champagne Tour 2 years ago, and it was one of the most interesting, most fascinating weeks of my tasting life. The great thing about champagne is you get these glass full of bubbles and we all enjoy it, and you like Paul Roger and he likes Bollinger or whatever. But the stories behind those wines, why do they taste the way they do, is what's always excited me. So to be there, to see the hills, to look at one area and say that's where it's Chardonnay, that's where it's Pinot Noir, and that's where it's Pinot Meunier, the grape they never talk about. And what is it about each of those vineyards, each of those house styles, that gives those wines their particular flavours? So you go to Dom Perignon, and you taste different vintages of Dom Perignon, and then you go to Paul Roger, and you taste the Winston Churchill, and you taste Cristal, and you look at those wines, and each of them has got a character which is brought to it by the men and women who make the wine. I'm looking forward to going to Krug, to see what's happening there, because it was taken over a few years ago by the company that owns Moet and Chandon, Veuve Clicquot and Ruinart, and I think things are actually even better now than they were before. But it's also interesting to go to some of the smaller companies, the ones that maybe whose names aren't as famous, people like Billecart-Salmon and Jackson, and to see what's happening in those places as well, because champagne is all about personality. And sometimes even some of the little growers, we go to a place called Goutourbe, and they're very small, they're an estate, and they're making champagne that sometimes is as good as some of the big names. And it's really interesting to find out what it is about those little vineyards that enables them to compete with the big boys.